Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Denali and I'm a full-time reseller on eBay and Poshmark. My store and closet name is DUCHO, ELDUCHO, and you can find me on Instagram as DUCHO Thrift. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you'd like to be, hit the button down below, and if you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up on your way out today. Alright, so I'm back with a long overdue what sold video. I'm going to be honest, I just haven't been feeling very motivated to film these videos as of recent events, being shelter in place. But I'm finally doing it. So I'm being lazy and I'm just doing a big what sold for April because that makes my life a little bit easier. So hopefully you can forgive me for that, and hopefully I can get back on track with doing weekly videos because I know that they are helpful just to see what's selling for other people or possibly to learn some new brands. So with all of that said, this is for April 1st through the 30th. There was only 30 days, right, of 2020. And I'm going to talk about my sales from eBay, Poshmark, and then I'm also going to tell you about Shopify because I recently started a Shopify store for my business. So I'm like, where do we start? Okay, so let's start by saying how much I made for the month. So my total between those three platforms was $12,715.00. That doesn't seem right, but we'll say that $12,715. On Poshmark, I sold $3,657. eBay, I did $6,029.63. See, I knew that didn't make sense. And then on Shopify, I did $3,029. So I guess that equals $12,715. So let's talk about Shopify first because I don't have too much that I want to go into depth about, but I do want to explain it a little bit. So I started my Shopify store about a month and a half ago or more, I think. I had ordered some liquidation of some bras. And so I wanted to put them up on a Shopify first and offer them to other resellers or people who follow me, whatever the case might be. And I just kind of want to play around with Shopify. It's not that hard to set up if you're kind of mildly tech friendly. I didn't find it too challenging. It's just time consuming, loading items on there. But anyways, I loaded up all the bras and I sold a bunch of bras. If you bought one from me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then I kind of took a pause on the Shopify store because I didn't really know what I was going to do next. It's not very easy to import items from eBay and Poshmark onto Shopify. It is, however, for Etsy, but not the other platforms yet. So once shelter in place started, I started diving more into liquidation and I started buying some liquidation pallets, which is basically big boxes of clothing. Because I was just trying to think ahead for my business, to make sure I have inventory. As you can see from the mess behind me, I definitely have inventory now. But anyways, so I started ordering liquidation and you just get a lot of stuff. And so I broke down my pallets because it's kind of more inventory than I can process. And there's just kind of different levels of items that you want to keep or resell in there. And so what I did was I offered reseller boxes because it's just a way for me to pay back some of my costs for the pallet because pallets generally cost in the thousands of dollars, and also be able to offer inventory to people who needed it. So anyways, all that aside, I put my reseller boxes on Shopify because the cost is cheaper. They don't take as big of a transaction fee. Whereas like, for instance, on Poshmark, they take 20%, right? Doesn't matter what you list, they're going to take 20%. On Shopify, they only take, I want to say it's like 2.9%. And then maybe a processing fee. I can't remember. Obviously, it's very nominal compared to other platforms, eBay, Poshmark, any of them, right? Like they're beating those rates. So anyways, on Shopify, like I said, for April, I sold 47 reseller boxes, and my sales were $3,000.29. I'd love to tell you, with the average order being $64.45, I'd love to tell you that that was all profit. Those are just gross sales. It doesn't take into account my cost of goods. I didn't include shipping in that number, so there was extra money on top of that for shipping that was paid. But just full transparency, I didn't make money on the boxes. It just helps me offset the cost. Hopefully that'll make sense, right? I think we're on the same wavelength here, right? So you get what I'm saying? So that's Shopify. So I just wanted to talk about that because it was a large platform for me this past month. But let's talk about my other platforms because I do primarily sell on eBay and Poshmark. Those are my main two income sources. And typically in my What Sold videos, I talk about my 5 highest grossing sales, usually of the week, but it's going to be of the month for the video, just to let people know what was selling for a lot of money for me. And I'll tell you how much it sold for and when I listed it, because I think that that's important too, to know how long it's been listed on a platform, and then any other anecdotal notes that I might have about it. So for eBay, for the month of April, I did $6,029.63. I sold 194 items. That's an average sale price of $31. These are all my gross costs. Remember, you have to take into account that I have cost of goods, I have a virtual assistant, I have business operating costs, I have platform fees, all that stuff. But I'm just, for simplicity's sake, I'm giving you my gross sales. So the first highest selling item for me was a Diane Von Furstenburg sequin long dress. I think I'm going to put it right here. I don't know if I gave myself enough room. I'm like scooting over. So a Diane Von Furstenburg beautiful evening dress. This is actually from the bins. Gotta love a bins purchase. That gives you a high return on investment. So this sold for $175, if I didn't say that already. It is from the bins, so it probably only cost me like $2 or $3 because it was a heavy dress. It had a lot of sequins on it. I listed this on December 4th of last year, so I have had it for a while, but I knew it was probably going to be a longer tail item because it cost more. Sorry, this is my notepad I keep throwing around. The dress was technically damaged. It was given to me by somebody else because that person didn't want to sell damaged items. I love selling damaged items. I don't love it, but I don't mind it. This dress just needed a dry cleaning because at the back tail end of the dress, it just, the person had been walking around, so it was just dirty at the back. So it needed to be dry cleaned. But just making your customers aware that of any flaws that there are, it's usually not an issue. So the next item I sold was this Ace and Jig Jumpsuit. This sold for $115, and I listed it on December 2nd, 2019. I love this brand. Again, this took a while to sell, and I actually wanted more for it. So this is less than I wanted, but I was happy to have it gone. But yeah, I love selling this brand, Ace and Jig. If you ever see it, they are sometimes known as a lag and look brand. A lot of their pieces are linen, which is a big indicator of lag and look. So if you see their stuff, definitely pick it up. The next item is this pair of El Dante's platform boots. These sold for $100, and I listed them on February 13th of this year. And these are from the bins again. When I saw them at the bins in a big blue bin, I yelled to a friend at the bins. I said, "Hey, can you grab those for me?" Because the minute they rolled out, I was like, I have to have those. They are unique, also sometimes known as ugly. And unique sells very well. And I didn't know that this brand or anything about it. And then I looked up comps, and I was delightfully surprised to see that they can sell for anywhere between $100 to $200. So I got $100 for them. It's less than what I wanted, but it's still a great return on investment for something from the Goodwill outlet. The next item that I sold was this Misa Los Angeles top. I think that's what it is. I didn't write down what it was, but I believe it's a top. This brand is new to me. It's MISA. Had you ever heard of it before? It was new to me. So this sold for $71, and I listed it on March 2nd of this year. So didn't take too long to sell. This year, 2020, when I started out, I was shifting from the Goodwill outlet to more of thrift stores. That might change given current circumstances. But anyways, it was getting me some maybe higher dollar brands that I wasn't necessarily seeing as frequent or as often as the bins. And this is one of them. So that's all I have to say about that. The next item is this Christian Dior robe. This was also a this year thrift store purchase. This sold for $69.99, and I listed on March 19th. So again, not too long, about a month. And yeah, I was pretty happy about it. I found it in the men's section. So if I'm ever not doing well at a thrift store for the day, I walk over, I'm moving my foot. I walk over to the men's section because then I think to myself, okay, well, if women's has nothing good, maybe the men's section has something better. All right, so that's what I have to tell you about eBay. Let's talk about Poshmark now. On Poshmark, like I said, I did $3,657 in sales. I sold 98 items. And I should say there was a couple of bundles in there, so it was maybe a little bit more than 98 items. There wasn't, at best, there was like 2 bundles, maybe 3 bundles in there. So 98 purchases, I should say, with an average sale price of $37.31. So not too far off eBay and Poshmark, because eBay was $31. So let's talk about it. My highest grossing item, I didn't put them in order, so hopefully I can kind of do this as I am talking to you on the fly. But my highest grossing item was this vintage Grateful Dead t-shirt. This, I kind of wish I would have held on to it a little bit longer now because I feel like the whole tie-dye thing is like really popular and yeah. Anyways, this sold for $100. I listed this on November 9th of last year. So it's been sitting for a while, but maybe it sold now because of the whole tie-dye thing that everybody's like obsessed with, which I love too myself. But I think I had this listed for almost $200. Somebody purchased this during the week where the stimulus checks first went out, and I jumped on that opportunity. I've been taking a lot of offers, good offers and then not so great offers. This is still a good offer. It's just not as great as I wanted. But I was happy to get that money and have the item move out the door. So yeah. Okay, the next item that I have to tell you about is this pair of pants. The brand is called Matter, Matter. I was not familiar with this brand. Let me know if you've ever heard of it in the comments. These sold for $70, and again, this was a thrift store purchase. I picked these, I listed these on February 13th of this past year. So about 2 months to sell. When I got the offer from, I was like, yes, I will take a $70 offer. I feel like it was pretty reasonable because I think I only had them listed for like 80 or 90, so not too far off. We love a reasonable offer. Okay, the next highest grossing item, there's actually 2 of these. Maybe I'll show both. Maybe I'll just show one. But it was this Johnny Was dress. I literally sold 2 Johnny Was dresses in April on Poshmark for the exact same amount. So they both sold for $60, and I actually think I listed them both on February 20th. So the interesting thing about these is that they weren't in a death pile, but they were in a bin of inventory that had just magically fallen off of eBay. If you're an eBay seller, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not an eBay seller, just chalk it up to another reason you might be afraid to sell on eBay. But when I was doing a little inventory check, I noticed that these were not listed. So I re-photographed them, and then obviously they didn't take too much longer to sell because this is a project that I did recently. So anyways, if you have Johnny Was sitting around, list it. Okay, the next highest selling item was this Tory Burch top. I don't think it's a tunic. Maybe it was. It sold for $54. And again, this was a this year thrift store purchase. I listed it on February 3rd. And yeah, it took about a month or 2 to sell. So not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. I guess for my high price, it makes sense. And then the last item that I have to tell you was another Diane Von Furstenburg dress. Man, it's just a whole lot of crossover tonight. This Diane Von Furstenburg dress, I have no idea when I got it. I think I got it this year or last year. I can't remember. I think it's from the bins. I honestly don't know. I didn't have the information like in my notes about it. So all I know is that I sold it for $47. It is a beautiful Diane Von Furstenburg dress. I think it was silk. I remember that. It had vibrant colors. It was not a wrap dress, so the wrap dress are what's really popular. But yeah, those are my sales. I hope that this was an informative video for you. I'm sorry that I've been absent on this sort of content. They just take me longer to create. That's just the honest to goodness truth. A little bit more time consuming for me, and time is sacred, I know, for both yourself and mine. So anyways, I appreciate you watching and tuning in for these videos when I do put them out. I hope that you are having some better sales. I think April started off pretty rocky, but it did pick up. I'm definitely feeling like it's starting to pick up. So yeah, I hope that you're having that same sort of luck as well. And if it hasn't come yet, I hope that May is going to be a profitable month for you. But anyways, guys, in the meantime, I will talk with you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.